Hello, here is the 17 books I read in January and February. I didn't do a January wrap up because I think I just forgot to film it, honestly, and then here's my February one, so I thought I'd do January and February all at the same time. So let's get started, except I need my Goodreads because I need to have the exact order of the books I read. There is some on my Kindle as well, on my iPad. First of all, I want to start by saying that my 2022 reading goal is 60 books, and last year I only read 13 and I've already read 17 this year, so I've already beat that. So I'm very happy about that. Got my coffee. I had this whole plan with like my backdrop to film a really cute video, and then the lighting was just the wrong way around, so I didn't get to do that. Okay, so, oh gosh. Maybe at the end we'll talk about a little February TBR as well. So to start the year off, I did a reading vlog of this all the way back in January. I started this I think on like New Year's Eve, but I finished it in January. It was The Redeeming Love. This was my first Christian novel that I ever read. I rated it a 4.5 out of 5. Looking back at it now, I probably could rate it a 5 because I've read more different kinds of genres. So looking back at it, I could probably rate it a 5, but I'm going to stick with my original rating, which was 4.5, and that was because I didn't like the New England time frame, but it fit the story very well, and it was the most pure story I've ever read. So that was that one. And then next on my Kindle I read 1,000 Boy Kisses, which I think I rated that 4.5 out of 5 as well, and that was because it was very like teen. I don't know, I feel like I've outgrown that kind of genre of books, but the twist in the story was such a big life lesson and it made me cry so hard that I couldn't help. Bought that book for my sister as well, and she's yet to read it. It was very hard hitting, and I still think of some of the things Poppy said to this day. Next, I read the 2 books in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I haven't read As Good as Dead yet. That is on my immediate TBR, but I still have to go out and buy it. So I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and Good Girl Bad Blood. Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I rated it a 4 stars. Again, because it was the teenage kind of story and she was in 6th form, but I really did enjoy that it was English because I understood all the qualifications and the EPQ and everything. I'm like, oh, so close to home. But the murder mystery plot was so good. Honestly, one of the best murder mysteries I've ever read. It was kind of like you're going along with her and you're solving it with her, which I thought was really, really cool. And then the second one, Good Girl Bad Blood, it was really good, quite creepy, I'm not gonna lie, but again follows the plot that you have to work it out with her, which I really enjoy, and I hope As Good as Dead is the same. So I rated both these books. This one was a 4 and I think the second one was a 4 as well. Yeah, they're both 4 stars. So the next book I read, Reminders of Him. I wish I annotated this book. It was so good. So good. I rated it a 5 out of 5. Hello, coffee machine, are you okay? It's about a woman called Kenna. She's just served her 5-year sentence in prison. She comes back into the town where she lived to find her daughter, but everybody in her daughter's life doesn't want Kenna to find her. They don't want her included in her life at all. And then she meets a man called Ledger. He's got like this into Kenna's daughter's life, and so like, you know, romance forms. It's just doomed because it's Colleen Hoover. I cried so hard. I'm going to insert a picture of how hard I cried reading this book. It's intense, but it was so good. It was a 5 out of 5. Then the start of February I read November 9th in literally 24 hours. It was so good, such an easy read. I rated it 5, but looking back I could have rated it a 4 because it wasn't my favourite Colleen Hoover book, but it was really good. And it was about a girl called Fallon and a boy called Ben. They meet on November 9th. They decide to meet every year on November 9th for 5 years, and stuff happens. It's Colleen Hoover, what would you expect? There's a big twist that you just weren't expecting, and to me the book finished nicely, but I don't actually know if it did or if I had just read so much that I don't remember. Hold on, let me have a look. Yeah, it ended happily. So next I read, at the start of February again, I read One of Us is Lying because the series came out on Netflix, and I was going to read One of Us is Next as well and then watch the series, but One of Us is Lying was just not good. I rated it at 3 stars, and it was like the first book that I've read that just wasn't that good. The actual murder mystery plot was so bad and so like not thought out that it's just like, well, what's the point in this story? Because this story is actually just, it has so much potential and it just did not give what it was meant to give. So then I didn't watch the series because I thought, well, if that's how he died, then I don't want to watch it, because I just read it and it took up parts of my brain that didn't deserve for it to get taken by. And then it was about a boy called Simon and then 4 other people, Bronwyn, Cooper, Nate and Addie. They're in detention with Simon, and then Simon dies, and then the police are investigating the 4 that were in the detention room because they were the only one in there, and they have to solve the murder. You know, little romances form. I enjoyed the little romances, they were cute, but the story, no, it was not good. Next, Next I read Verity. On my Instagram I rated this a 5 out of 5, but on my Goodreads I rated it 4, and I stick by the 4 rating because to me Verity's character was not as developed as I wanted to. Also the spicy bits in it were just disgusting. I did not enjoy reading them, and it's about a girl called, everyone's already heard this but I'm going to say it anyway. It's about a girl called Lowen. She's a struggling writer. She meets Jeremy Crawford, and then he offers her some money, lots of money, to finish his wife's series. She moves into the mansion that they live in to finish the series because Verity's got this office, and she discovers a manuscript from when Verity was younger, but Jeremy does not know about it, and then stuff starts getting weird in the house. I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, I'm team manuscript. Okay, and then after Verity, I'm gonna include this one even though I did not finish it. I did in fact DNF it. Normal People, I got to page 58 and it was just the slowest read ever. I read it because it had such high reviews and so I had such high hopes for it. But the thing is, I just did not enjoy it. I didn't give it a rating because I haven't finished it and I want to give it another try. But for now, I DNF'd it, which would technically make it 18 books in January and February. So I'm just gonna title this 18 books in January and February because I am including this one because I did give it a go. It's about Connell and Marianne, and it's about basically how like they grow up and like their romance, but I don't think romance is a big plot in it. It might be, I don't know, but it's just how they grow up and like the challenges that life throws. The story was slow, but it was fast at the same time because it was skipping like months at a time, and I don't know, I just did not vibe with it. So yeah, I did not finish this one, but I will give it another go later this year. Next, do we have a story? Next, I read the whole Shatter Me series. I've still got 4 novellas to read, but I'm saving them for when I am missing the world. So I haven't read those yet. But I rated Shatter Me 4 stars, and then the rest of these I rated 5. Ignite Me got a 6 because Ignite Me was just the... This book, first of all, Shatter Me took me a week to get through because it was the first fantasy book I'd ever read. My friend recommended it to me, so it took me a bit longer, and also I had lots of like uni stuff to do, so it was just taking a bit longer to get into than I had hoped. But then one day I was like, you know what, I had like 200 pages left and I was like, I'm just gonna finish it. So I finished it in one night. I read these in 6 days. 6 books in 6 days. It was something. Let me tell you that. Shatter Me, it's about a girl called Juliet Faraz, and she has a power where if she touches someone, they die. Something happened when she was younger, so she's sent into like juvenile detention centres. But this boy, Warner, he gets her out of the centres with the help of a boy called Adam, who she starts falling in love with. Warner wants to use her as a weapon for the re-establishment, which is the power like of the world. Kind of like a Hunger Games type thing with President Snow, but basically they've set up this new world saying that like the world is dying and the re-establishment is the only way for people to have hope, but also they don't want the people to have hope. So it's kind of like that. Warner wants to use her for the re-establishment as a weapon because of her touch, and that's where the rest of the story flourishes. I don't really want to say too much about whose side I'm on, but I will never forget the ship that happened in this book. This series damaged me so much that I don't know how I'll ever recover. I want to reread this later in the year and annotate the whole series, especially the first 3, because it's so good. It pulls on all your heartstrings, and just romance when people's lives are at stake. It hits so different. And then Defy Me and Imagine Me, I feel like these were like, I want to say these give me the 7th season of Pretty Little Liars vibes. Yeah, I enjoyed these. These were the hardest to get through, and at some points I wanted to give up Imagine Me. I pushed through, and then that's when Believe Me came in, and it was It was the cherry on top, and it was just everything I wanted throughout the whole series in these 176 pages. And yeah, the series was absolutely incredible, and I recommend it to everyone. And it's just the perfect entrance into fantasy. The whole series gets a 5 out of 5 for me. The individual book ratings are Shatter Me 4 stars, Unravel Me 5, Ignite Me 6, and I stand by that. Restore Me 5, Defy Me 5, Imagine Me 5, and Believe Me 5. Overall it's a 5. Okay, and then yesterday I finished the month off with The Love Hypothesis. It was exactly what I needed after the Shatter Me series, which shattered me. I need a sip of coffee. It was such a cute little romance with some spice, but there wasn't much of it. It was like one chapter of spice. A girl called Olive who's going to study her PhD at Stanford University. She wants her best friend Anne, I think that's how you say it. It spells it like this. I think it's Anne, is dating her ex Jeremy, but she wants them to be together. So she sees Anne one evening when she says she's on a date and kisses a professor in the university called Adam. So they decide to form a fake relationship so that Anne can get with Jeremy with no problems. And then there's something in it for Adam as well. And Adam Carlson is wonderful, and I smiled through the whole book. I rated it a 5 out of 5, and it was just such a cute, fun love story that I really enjoyed. And yeah, it was just so cute. I recommend this. This is really hyped up, and I get the hype. It's very scientific, which I kind of like because it kind of put me in the mind space to do my uni work, which I also need to do because I have lots of assignments to do. That about wraps it up. The 18... Oh, I forgot one. Oh yeah, on my Kindle I read Someone Exactly Like Me, which is I saw it on Sarah Caroli's Goodreads. I think the author sent it to her, so I decided to give it a read. It took me 3 weeks because I read it amongst other books, but I finished it right after Shatter Me and then right before the Love Hypothesis. And it was really good, about an author called... What's she called? What's her name? Hello? Destiny. Destiny's an author, and she's got this best friend called Candy. She's a photographer, and she has this shoot with this really big movie star who's like rising to fame called Nico. They call him Nico. Candy sets Destiny and Nico up, and they both have a deal in place to like benefit from each other, and they start like falling in love, and it's all cute, and it's a bit of a slow burn, which I really enjoyed. And then the big twist in the middle happens actually towards the end, and it's cute. I rated it as 3 out of 5. It wasn't anything that blew my mind, but it was a good little story to read, so I very much enjoyed that. And that sums my January and February reading wrap up. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to the books I read in March. Probably won't be as many because I do have a lot of uni work to do, but my February TBR is I want to read The Spanish Love Deception, If We Were Villains, and probably the 2 novellas from Shatter Me, and also I want to read Love and Other Words. Those are the 4 or 5 books I want to read in March. Anyway, that is everything. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you on my next one, and please give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel because I really enjoy it when people subscribe to my channel because it makes me feel loved and appreciated. And yeah, please comment if there's any books you would like me to read, and I will give them a go. I should hold up all the books I read. Here's all the books I read, plus a few Kindle reads, 3 Kindle reads. Anyway, my arms are starting to hurt. Okay, I love you, bye.